So my data overview is about my school, Walnut Grove High School. This is for iTech 7305, Dr. Wright, and my name is Caitlin Presley. The purpose of this presentation is to provide a data overview of the demographic and student achievement data of Walnut Grove High School. The presentation will present strengths and weaknesses of the school based on data, compare the school's data to the district and to the state data, include at least 3 years of longitudinal data for comparison, include graphs and visuals to present the data, but mainly I'm going to focus on 9th grade EOC scores in English Language Arts, Math, and Biology, since those are the core subjects, and I mainly teach 9th grade, so I decided to just focus mainly on that small piece of data. Walnut Grove High School is kind of a small school. We're in a district with only 3 high schools. It has an enrollment of approximately 1,378 students, and it actually started out with only 700 students. We've almost doubled. It's 51% female and 49% male, so almost very split in half there. The student demographics are mainly white, wherein Walnut Grove is in Monroe, so it's historically very rural, and it still is, and so our student demographics kind of reflect that. The second leading race and ethnicity is Black at 17%, and then we'll get into in a minute what the rest is, but it's very small margins. 39% of students qualify for free and reduced lunch, so that's almost half of the student body. I didn't get the actual data percentage on this, but the AP enrollment rate is lower than it is for the state, with most students being developing or proficient learners and in regular ed and co-taught classes, so we barely have any gifted courses at Walnut Grove. Most teachers in the school have only 1 to 10 years of experience. Also, most of the teachers are female. There are 76 full-time teachers. The school's student demographics, which I just told you, 76% white, 17 Black, 4% Hispanic, 2% who are 2 or more races, 1% is Asian, and then I left out the very small margins there, which is less than 1% of Indian and Pacific Islander, things like that. So students at Walnut Grove High School, like I said, are majorly white. It's not very diverse in student enrollment. The school's demographics over 3 consecutive school years. Over the last 3 years, the enrollment of white students has steadily increased. The enrollment of Black and Asian students has steadily decreased, and the students identifying as Hispanic and 2 or more races has remained almost the same. That to me seemed kind of crazy, because since the enrollment has almost doubled, it seems crazy that there wouldn't be more of the other races. But you still have white at leading, and it's been the leading one since 2017, which this graph shows. The school only opened in 2010, and the other schools in the district are a little bit more diverse, but Walnut Grove, they're building newer houses, and they're kind of expanding over toward Grayson High School in Gwinnett. I think this chart is so interesting because I was telling you that the school didn't open until 2010. So it's crucial to notice the increase in students since the school opened in 2010, which may account for much of the school's successes and failures. I mean, really, if you look over at the 780 and then you look over, I mean, each year it increases and increases and increases. And that could have a lot to do with how our percentages change for the student achievement data too. This part's not super important, but I thought it was really interesting. I found this on SLDS, and the attendance rate is not great, and that again might account for some of the data that I'm about to show you. Many students at Walnut Grove miss at least 1 to 5 days of school, which may result in lower test scores and classroom participation. Several students miss more than 10 days of school. This is not fully relevant in the data, again, that I'm about to show you, but I thought it was striking to notice all those absences. Again, this is from last year, not from this year, but my data also, a lot of it is not from this year either. All right, so now we're really kind of getting into the meat of things, but since I work mostly with 9th grade students, as I mentioned in the beginning of this presentation, and they take end of course courses, I have chosen to analyze their data to see strengths and weaknesses. So I have presented this in two ways based on how visual of a learner you are, but the percentage of students at each proficiency level by academic year for ninth grade English language arts. So at the top, you can see I've given you a table, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, with all the different proficiency levels of advanced, proficient, needs improvement, and failing, and then the total number of ninth grade students who took those courses. And then down at the bottom, I gave you more color coded. This is kind of how it went for each of the years. Blue is 2016, red is 2017, orange 2018, and green 2019. So when I analyzed that data, I put a note over here that in 2019, Walnut Grove experienced a great increase in the number of proficient students on the ninth grade ELA EOC. However, there was also an increase in the number of students who need improvement, though the number of failing students decreased over the years. So yeah, we have started to get more proficient students, even though there's a decrease from 2016 to 2017. There's a huge increase from 2018 to 2019 of proficient. Needs improvement, I feel that we still need to be working on that. And failing, there was definitely a decrease, so that's very good. But we need to be targeting those students who need improvement and the advanced. Those same students who take ninth grade language arts also take ninth grade math, which is Algebra 1. So again, at the top, I gave you the same kind of table, and on the bottom, I gave you the same kind of bar graph. The years correspond, again, with the same colors. The number of students remain the same because the same students take the same course or tests. So by 2018, the percentage of students at the proficient level began to increase, and by 2019, the percentage of failing students began to decrease. However, there was not much of a change in the number of advanced students or needs improvement students. This shows that in math, we probably need a little bit more work, although there was a 3% of students right here who got advanced in the Algebra 1 EOC, and proficient, we moved up a little, but then the needs improvement and the failing, we really need to be targeting. And then finally, this is for biology. So the percentage of students at each proficiency level by academic year for ninth grade biology shows that the school experienced success in 2016 and 2019, but there was a dip in success between 2017 and 2018. One reason for this trend is likely due to the fact that the school received new biology materials as well as several new teachers. So they didn't necessarily change the entire ninth grade biology curriculum, but they got a completely new course team of teachers who either were new to the profession or new to the school or new to the subject taught. They may have come from other grade levels, but they also got new textbooks and new materials. So that could have had something to do with the dip here. And it seems that by 2019, they really kind of started to take control of it. So in language arts, they're probably doing the best. Biology, second best. And math is where the ninth graders are really kind of having trouble. This is the school's proficiency levels in ninth grade for 4 consecutive school years for Walnut Grove, Walton County, and Georgia. So that's very interesting. Again, English language arts is pretty high for all of them, and Walnut Grove is not really lacking there. So I'd say that this is really a strength of ours. Over on the left here, I put that the school's proficiency levels in ninth grade ELA is very much in line with the district, though the school's performance steadily becomes lower than the district's by 2019. Nonetheless, the students in the school district and state are improving, which is a strength of Walnut Grove. This looks much lower, of course. This is ninth grade mathematics, which is, again, Algebra 1. So the blue is Walnut Grove again, the green is Walton County, and the red is the state of Georgia. Walnut Grove is pretty much consistently below the district in all of them, never makes it above the state at all, is severely lacking here in Algebra 1. So overall, the state does not perform at a high level, which is no different from the school and the district. Ninth grade EOC scores in math presents an existing problem at Walnut Grove High School. Then when you compare it to biology, Biology is probably second place right after ELA, with math being the one that the students are struggling with the most. So again, the colors correspond, with blue being Walnut Grove, green being Walton County, and red being Georgia. And overall, the proficiency for ninth grade biology for the school, the district, and the state is below half, which is another existing problem that must be addressed. So an important note that I just want to say really quickly is that although it would be interesting and telling to view the test scores over the consecutive years based on the school's student race and ethnicity, that data was available to me only for my students and only this school year. After spending more time at the school, this is data that I will certainly look into. So I don't have all of that data. It's not readily accessible to me because I'm only one teacher in one school and this is my first year there. Oh. Strengths and weaknesses. Strength, Walton County and Walnut Grove High School perform well in ninth grade English language arts. Additionally, the school and district testing improvements in ninth grade biology. But a weakness is that Walton County and Walnut Grove High School perform lower than the state in ninth grade math. Based on this data, this is a huge weakness. So what can we do? Here are my discussion questions first. What are other districts in the state doing to ensure academic success, which means proficiency, in ninth grade mathematics? Second, how does the school's, districts, and state's achievements reflect the demographic data? And third, has there been a change in the mathematics curriculum, the way there kind of was for biology, or accessible materials to produce the data that we see in the ninth grade math proficiency levels? So those are questions that I definitely will be discussing with my data team because I would like to know the answers to them. Based on those answers, here are my next steps. First, create professional development opportunities with other districts in the state to see what they are doing well. The state is consistently ahead of us in almost everything, so maybe it's time that we meet with other districts. We get out of our small district. We really see what they're doing to improve their academic successes. Secondly, determine if student achievement is correlated with demographics. And then third, meet cross-curricularly, so meet with the other core content areas in the school to develop a plan that works well for all ninth grade students so that they are developing proper study habits and test-taking strategies for all of their core subjects. Again, I don't want to blame the students, and it's not the students' fault. Part of it is the teachers and the fact that they only have between 1 and 10 years of experience, that teachers aren't really fully invested in Walton County. They sometimes leave and go to Gwinnett or Fulton or those larger counties around. So it's also important to look at the teachers, but the students, what kind of study habits do they have? Are they really invested in their academic achievements or are they not? And ninth grade is a really primitive year to figure out sort of what students are doing and how they can improve, what they can do better. So that's why I think this data is very important and interesting to analyze. But it would be awesome if we all met cross-curricularly because collaborative planning is something that Walnut Grove definitely struggles with. And I think that that kind of indicates some of the data that we have. That's the end of the presentation. Thank you so much.